We have important news. Tokenization is what the New York Stock Exchange wants to become in the future. A big news story. We are going to look at how this Ripple, XRP, and RLUSD are linked. What part will they be able to play with all of these partners? I'll tell you everything I know about the situation and give you a full, up-to-date picture. Okay, here it is. The New York Stock Exchange is proud to say that they are building a tool for trading tokenized securities and settling trades on the blockchain. Tokenized trade will be possible on the New York Stock Exchange's new digital platform. This will include 24/7 operations, instant settlement of order sizes and dollar amounts, and stable coin-based funding. That whole there is very important. We'll talk about that soon. Its design blends the cutting-edge pillar matching engine from the New York Stock Exchange with post-trade settlements based on blockchain, post-trade payments based on blockchain. Okay, so Smoke did draw attention to this NYSE plus BNY Mellon plus Ripple. One part of ISIS's larger digital strategy is the launch of the New York City Stock Exchange's tokenized securities platform. This is in addition to getting its clearing infrastructure ready to support 24/7 trade and the possible addition of tokenized collateral. ICE now works with banks like Citibank and BNY Mellon. In addition to running its network, Ripple makes money by investing strategically in blockchain and fintech companies and through its line of credit products which, in partnership with BNY Mellon, offer on-demand funding for cross-border payments. These projects expand Ripple's reserve base beyond XRP sales, making the company's business model more stable and in line with the way traditional banks are moving into the digital space. Then Chad pointed out that this will involve more than one chain, including Ripple Prime, DTCC, BNY, RLUSD, and the New York license. He was referring to Reese Merrick's post at the time. For trading around the clock, the New York Stock Exchange builds a platform for tokenized assets. It will be easy to trade US-listed stocks and ETFs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They will let people trade and own partial shares. They will offer instant payment through capital that is tokenized. He told me this was big. There are, of course, other people who point out that BNY has $57.8 trillion in storage and that it has launched tokenized deposits, Ripple Prime, Circle, ICE, that it owns the New York Stock Exchange, and Citadel Securities. I will show you another link in a moment. At this point, traditional banking starts to talk about what's going to happen. So they brought attention to this Coin Bureau thread from January 11th that had Ripple and BNY Mellon in it. We also talked about how important this is for dealing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The new financial system that lets people own fractions of a company offers instant payment through tokenized collateral. ICE is working with banks like BNY and Citi to support tokenized deposits across all of its clearing houses. This way, members can move money and meet margin requirements outside of regular banking hours and in different time zones. A pillar matching engine from the New York City Stock Exchange, NYSE, is combined with blockchain-based post-trade tools that can handle multiple chains and settlement for custody. What's the big deal? Tokenizing traditional assets on controlled market infrastructure is not just a test run. It's a big step toward making it common. The use of stable coins and tokenized deposit-based processes around the clock every day, 7 days a week, is moving the U.S. stock market toward the same always-on collateral-efficient model that crypto markets already use. Of course, BNY Mellon is linked to both Ripple and RLUSD. Not only that, but both BNY and Citi are building tokenized deposit tracks that could work with Ripple's system. But of course, no one has said for sure that XRP will be used. Ripple picked BNY Mellon to be the main custodian for the reserves that back Ripple USD. RLUSD is an enterprise US dollar stablecoin that has separate cash equivalent reserves owned by BNY. RLUSD is a bank-grade stablecoin that was created by the New York Department of Financial Services for cross-border payments and funding. Trust monitoring with reserves at BNY and monthly assertions. This means that they check every month to make sure that all the reserves are there and everything is okay. If you remember the last time Ripple tried to start RLUSD, It didn't happen right away. They were ready to go, but they were waiting for the NYDFS to give their final approval. Did Ripple know at the time that they had to take this path? They thought that RLUSD would be used for payment on the back end of the stock market. That's what I see. Tell me what you think in the comments. BNY also has tokenized deposit services, and Ripple Prime was one of the first business clients. This means that Ripple can move money quickly between bank ledgers and digital asset rails, a setup that many experts say works well with XRP and the XRP ledger for moving cash on the blockchain and making transactions easier. The Citi token service already lets you make deposits using tokens and handle your cash using smart contracts on the permission blockchain. The goal is to automate global liquidity and trade finance. Many news sources don't show that Citi is using XRP RLUSD or XRP Ledger right now, but Citi does have links overseas through Ripple and Medico. Then, how this could connect straight to the NYSE platform in New York City. Because BNY is the custodian of the RLUSD reserve and has a tokenized deposit linked to Ripple Prime, the NYC tokenized securities platform is being built out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There will be instant on-chain trade between BNY and Citi. RLUSD and XRP are both good options for institutions that need compliant digital cash and cross-border liquidity. However, for XRP to play a direct role in settling trades on the New York Stock Exchange, clear regulatory and commercial agreements would need to be made, which have not been made public. A lot of people will guess that these deals are already done, but we haven't heard about them yet. Also, let me show you this. We talked about this when it was first shared a few months ago. You can see Clearing Bank, BNY, Bank of New York Mellon, Citadel, and Barclays here. These banks are linked to the DTCC and CCP's clearing accounts, and there is margin cash on both sides of the deal. BNY will be one of the main clearing engines for all of this. Plus, having those links and RLUSD savings there makes you really wonder. After that, ICE works with banks like BNY and Citi. This is kind of all over chain, and everyone is talking about it right now. That's why it's so important. Then Chad said that trade on the New York Stock Exchange would begin 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Within 2 years, all of the U.S. financial markets will be made up of crypto assets. This is related to what Paul Atkins said when he was asked by Maria Bartiromo on Fox. He said that he thinks all of these markets will become tokenized within 2 to 3 years. He said, this person then said, I wanted to bring this up again. Ripple XRP and RLUSD Citadel securities are added to the NYSE. Remember that Citadel did make an investment in Ripple with Fortress. It was a $500 million funding round, and then there was a $1 billion bidding offer earlier in 2025. You start to wonder if there is more going on with that. There is a lot of guesswork going on right now. We'll also have this Ono. BNY is optimistic about tokenization. There is a huge guardian in the world who calls it a big trend. Patrick Corker is the executive director of digital assets at BNY and is in charge of the company's tokenization efforts. So on February 3rd, there will be an Onondo summit. That's when we might find out more about all of this. Indeed, Block did write something about this, but let me show you this first. This movie on X has been going around the internet for a while now. It says that Ripple is testing things out with NASDAQ. I'll play this for you. You know that this person sells it to that person. That pretty much sums up what the stock market does. It makes sense to be able to trade those IUs if there is a